So, I want to talk about my love-hate relationship with Stephen King. It's weird. Um, and I'm looking at this list in front of me, and truly, I do like more of his books than I dislike them. But still, it's very weird because some of these books I really, really didn't like or DNF'd. But let's just start from the beginning. When I was younger, up until I was like 22 or 23, I read a lot. And I remember trying to read Stephen King. I tried to read Salem's Lot. I actually read a lot of it, but then I got uninterested or something and I gave up on it and stopped reading it. I'm not a big vampire person, and it's definitely about vampires. I then tried Dreamcatcher, also during my reading times. That was dreadfully boring, way too descriptive, gave up on it quick. Fast forward to 2023, the end of 2022, I started reading again. I bought The Shining, I believe, was the first Stephen King book I bought when I started reading again. Read it, loved it, 5 stars. Decided from that I had to buy like every book he had. And I don't own every one, but I definitely at one point had 3 entire shelves dedicated to this man. Just bought so many of his books. Still have a ton. Anyway, I'm just going to give you a little list here of the ones I've read and which ones I loved. The Shining, Dr. Sleep, Carrie, Christine, 1922, Joyland, and one of, if not the best book ever written, 11/22/63. Absolute perfection. But then let's move over to our not like / DNF books. I don't even want to say the first one because it's highly loved. I've seen it in like top 3s of his books, and I was dreadfully bored the whole time. And it's Pet Sematary. I think part of the reason is because I watched the movie Pet Sematary a million times in my childhood. So there was no surprise in the book. And like parts of it, it just dragged. I'm like, what? Can we get to the point? Like, I really hated it. And it's just me, I think, because of the fact that I saw the movie a ton. The Long Walk. So boring. All that happens in that book is walking. There is nothing good about it. And people love that book as well. And it got a movie. Beats me how. The next one also has a movie. Not the same name of the book, though. The book's called The Body. Movie is Stand By Me. Book, boring. Equally as boring as The Long Walk. I was like skimming through. I was like, can this be over? It just really felt like there was no point in that book. It's a coming of age. Maybe it's not my thing. I don't know. Didn't like it. And then we've got my 2 DNFs for Mr. King. And that is, again, y'all are going to hate me, Misery, which I felt it was so boring. Sometimes he gives too much detail and it's not necessary. And I couldn't do it. I DNF'd it and I wanted to love it. I liked the movie, but I just couldn't. And then last but not least, I got almost 300 pages into this. So flippin' bored. And it's like 1,000 pages with a disturbing like orgy scene. It's it. It is another one that I've seen like the Tim Curry It a billion times. I don't think that matters though, because the book is so long. There's obviously going to be a lot of things in there that like would maybe be new to me, but it was so boring. And I was 200 and something pages in. I'm like, can this just end? Like there was so much more to go. I couldn't do it. So that's my thoughts on Stephen King. If you're a fan and there's a book that I haven't read that you suggest, let me know. I have a ton of his books on my shelf. So I was going to read The Dead Zone most recently, but I remember like getting a chapter in and then I was just like, I'm not in the mood for this, but I don't want to DNF the book. So I just put it back on my shelf. But yeah, this man, he bores me to death, or he gives me the most perfect thing ever written, 11/22/63. What a strange man he is. I don't know.